Move to our last topic of the day, which is on Nigeria's electricity challenge, as the federal government has secured a $3 billion loan from the World Bank. And they say this is in a bid to resolve the lingering electricity problems. Anyways, the loan, according to the cable online media, is for the expansion of the transmission and distribution facilities of the power sector. And the report quoted Zainab Ahmed, Minister of Finance, as confirming the development. The loan is coming days after it was reported that the federal government had said it was in the process of boosting the power sector by investing a fresh 915 billion naira World Bank loan. This is despite spending 1.5 trillion naira in the power sector in the last 2 years. Do you think this is the kind of intervention we need, for our power sector?
Well, I have to take it on two levels.
Okay.
The good part and the bad part. The good part is this. We have the capacity to generate 10,000 megawatts. But we have the capacity to only distribute about 3,000, 4,000 megawatts.
Okay.
Anytime,
so the issue is really distribution?
Yes.
Okay.
Anytime we hit 3,000, 4,000, the system will collapse. The distributor network that we have is at least 50 years old. All these wires you see have not been updated in the last 40 years.
Okay.
And there's a need to really work on those. We thought that when they wanted to unbundle, they will also unbundle the distributive aspects. But those who are generating enough. But we don't have the capacity
to distribute
it at the level that we want.
In fact, it has dropped to about 2,000 something.
Like I said, every time we go near 5,000, the system will collapse. It's like putting a weight of a truck on top of a desk. It will collapse. So there's a need to really do this. But the bad side is the fact that we've always known this all along. And people have been saying this for the last 30 years. Let's work on the infrastructure. When we are also talking about distribution. We spend more money on generation. What of the money you mentioned? Well, on generation. Nobody worries about distribution.
The distribution, where the core issue is.
So bringing this money, if used for what it's meant for, is a fantastic idea. But what I have against it is that we have enough debt on our hands that to bring this money to only pile up.
All right.
I want to say just a few things. My mother, before she passed, would not listen to radio because it was always life-threatening for her then that when they hear the amount of money that government is
in billions and trillions.
It's trillions,
and she's so poor.
It's just too much for her to comprehend. I get that.
That is a radio money that he will not listen. He will not want to listen. However, I think Akogu has put it on the table the way it should be. I think it's not just about collecting loans. Now, I want to ask again, the past loans that this government has collected, what has happened to it? This is the only government, this is the only country that budgets will be used, they will pass budget, and they don't give an account of what I have done on the budget, on the money. Do you understand? Now, you are going back. In the budget already, you have already sidelined 2-point-something trillion to pay the one, not even enough to cover the one that you have borrowed. You are going again to borrow, and I'm sure by 2020, there was going to be another road to China again, or perhaps the World Bank, because IMF will not stop giving you. They will not stop giving you because they know.
It's slave money now.
Yeah, they know that your country, whatever, they can always get their money back. Anyway, so at the end of the day, I'm asking myself, why all this borrowing? Why can't we just, in a country, a frugal government that we think was coming to cut his coat according to the size of the clothes that he has, do you understand? That is so extravagant like this, that a sitting president will tell a National Assembly, will just advise the National Assembly or I command them to release 10 million naira to a governor. Why don't you plug that money into something?
Okay, all right, Mr. Shokpito, another almost 200 billion naira, that's about $3 billion, you know, added to our already rising debt profile, you know, as a financial analyst, sir.
We were, in fact, the budget this year, we were told that 25% is to service the existing loan.
Yeah.
Now we are piling more on that. As a financial person, I have absolutely nothing against borrowing. We call it other people's money. Because I mean, there's this time value of money. Yeah. So the money you borrow now, the value will be almost 10 times what it is when you are going to, when you repay. But you will have actually enjoyed the value at the time you borrow. But there is this issue that we raised, that our problem has been distribution, not generation. Now, when the PHCN was on board with then, it was a paddy thing. The people who got the various discourse or whatever were people who were close to the government. They hadn't the expertise, not the finance to hire the expertise. And that's why we are in the mess we are in today. The GEMCOs are generating so much, but now for discos to distribute the power is the issue. So that's what we should be actually addressing. I don't know what this loan is meant for, but like I've said, there's nothing wrong with borrowing if you are going to use it for productive, not for consumption. One of the issues, like I've always really complained against, is the humongous amount that is paid to people in governance in this country. Like I said before, the easiest way to make money in Nigeria is to go into politics. For this local government reform that was done during, was it Obasanjo's era, the idea was for people who have retired from service to come to their community and make their experience available to them. But those won't allow you to get close to such places. So that's why we are in the mess we are in, and that's why this politics in this country is a do or die affair. So until we do something about reducing the pets of office, we'll continue to have all these issues. And I just hope that this government, I always say it, well, people don't agree, that the military led us to the mess we are in today. They eroded us into this money guzzling presidential system. What we had was parliamentary system, and the presidential system suits their own hierarchical this thing. You know, you're right, it's called Apashewa. That's why you have governors, I mean, selecting over 300 aides to do what? And that's why we have all this rubbish.
Chief, we cannot continue to blame the military.
The military,
they 20 years ago.
Yes,
it is not a question of 10 years ago. Whatever, I always say that people who were born after 1960 were born blind. It is those of us who had our sight. We can compare.
And you guys laid up very well.
Yes. we had our sight.
God is blind.
So we can compare between what is what.
Oh my God!
You guys laid up very well.
Okay, all right.
I think,
Have you landed, sir?
Yes.
Have you landed? All right.
I think there is a miscommunication somewhere between Mr. Okpito and the problem is that and we need to do a lot of background here. The parliamentary system has its own drawbacks, and then they realize that it's not really working for national cohesion. That it provides room for
sectionalism,
warlords to pick up areas, and that the way it was structured, only one part of the country will rule forever because they have the figures. Even right now, that the presidential system, like I said somewhere.
I was just going to say, aren't we in the same?
The northwest and the southwest have both the figures and the numbers to also rule forever. And they thought that what we needed was what they call equivalent of a benevolent dictator. This is what the president is. That's why the Nigerian presidency is arguably the most powerful in the
world.
Because you can actually, to a large extent, determine.
You can legally kill Nigerians.
And you can turn a man to a woman.
Okay, wow.
So that's the challenge that we face as a nation. So the soldiers, in their little wisdom, decided that, okay, we've tried this system, it didn't work. It led to civil war. Let's try another system. But then we have a lot of money. Money was not the problem in 1978. Only had to spend it.
Yes.
But now 20 years later, or 45 years later, 50 years later, we have problems of having no money. And we still have to keep financing a structure that's now become unbuilt. But nobody has the political will to come in and...
Those are the things I'm telling you.
Because the way the military was wrong was that the Nigerian constitution has made it impossible for you to amend it. You have to go to 24 states, local, you have to get 2/3
of
the Senate,
states
of National Assembly, and 2/3 of 2/3
of the states
of state assemblies to come on board. And don't wait, you get 24 states that will agree on the same problem. If you are talking about the certification, people from Akwa Ibom will never agree. It's not their problem. And if you are talking about flood, somebody in Zamfara doesn't see that as a problem.
Exactly.
So they made it impossible to change that document, and unless you do that, you're going to keep going around.
No, that's what I'm saying. Right. Excuse me. What I said is this: what we've been having since '66 has been a variance of military governance. That's the time we had the diarchy, where we had a military president and we had the House and the legislature. I'm sorry, yes, the Senate and the House during Babangida Sera. I'm saying that when a child is trying to walk, if the child is alone, when he takes a few steps and falls down, it will chuckle and get up and try to. But if there's an adult around, that's your shout of hey,
we'll make the
we'll
child cry.
the child. If the soldiers had left us alone to make our mistakes, we only practiced the system for 6 years. We became independent in 60, became whatever.
66.
The one we have right now was a soldier, right? Was it not?
No, so what?
The one we...
That's what I'm saying. That is a variant of military mission that we're still practicing today.
Some of us were blind.
That's what I'm saying.
No, you are born blind.
We had no, I wasn't to adjust my chair.
Quickly.
I feel the great disservice in this country, as far as I'm concerned, is the state assemblies. That is the worst. The state assembly has done nothing. It's just an apron tied to the waist of the government. They have not. I think the only way we have a bit of vibrancy is that National Assembly, and not even this one, not this particular National Assembly, because this particular National Assembly is as worse as the state assembly. The way where they are going to. So I believe that instead of us to always look back and blame the military, why can't we sit and readjust ourselves and move forward? Every country had the problem that we have. There is no country that is devoid of problems, but they find a way to get themselves out of the hole.
Okay. All right, Femi Salami again is here, and he says this is not the first government that will borrow money to fix electricity problem. I pray the money will be strictly used for what it is meant for. All right, does Dangote smuggle cement to Ghana? Why would anyone ask us to throw our borders to smugglers? Yemi is asking. All right, this other one says, I think the issue we have with power is with the transmission lines majorly. The lines are very old. If we can work on it, power will improve. And having said that, I think in recent times, the power has nosedived again. You know, it was getting better, but now, and I hear we're transmitting about, well, 2,000, about 2-point-something megawatts now. So, exactly. Let's do something. We're borrowing that amount of money. Let's
I think we should
put the money into the system.
At the end of the day, like Akogun said, some of these things do not just come overnight, especially the power. It takes time.
Yes.
Okay, it takes time and resources for you to build and build and build and build, and to a point that you begin to see those things.
Okay.
For some of us in the urban areas, we cannot deny the fact that we are a bit enjoying it.
All right, that's as much as we can take on today's show. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming out. Mr. Abiodun Shokwiton, many thanks for coming today. Thank you, Chief Godio Fose.
The blind man.
And thank you, Akogun Ganikade, for coming today. Thank you, viewers, for all of your contributions. Thank you for being a part of the show. Tomorrow, same time, God willing, we'll be back on your dial, Galaxy Television, with another interesting edition of The Buzz. I'll leave you with Diola doing Right Now. Have yourself a good afternoon.